Well, the top 100 is finally complete, Bob. Our great summer drama with the NFL in terms of no crime or anything like that has been who will be number one. Who
now
will be
my life is 100? Complete as well.
Yes, mine too. Now all that's left is training camp. I don't really think there were any surprises. Maybe a few down the list. The top two guys is where I kind of want to go with this, and they were really the top two guys in the National Football League last year in a whole lot of ways. And it was interesting what they both had in common, both making really improbable comebacks. It seemed, in particular in Adrian Peterson's case, who was number one, one that seemed almost impossible. In Peyton Manning's case, misses an entire year, goes to a brand new team, and has, as you pointed out on the show, looked at his numbers, maybe one of the best seasons of his career. It really was going to be one of those two guys for last year, was it not?
Yeah. There's no surprise at all, and you forget in watching what they did last year, what they were coming back from. As we sit now, you forget that Peyton, in fact, did miss an entire year. He didn't throw football. He didn't do anything. Yep. And then when he came back, he comes to a completely new system when he's been ingrained in the Colts system for as long as he was. New system, new coaches, new players, new everything, and brings him to 13 wins and has arguably his second best statistical season in the history of his career. His best quarterback rating, and even though he didn't have the arm strength, as we saw, still found a way, and that's what makes him great. And Adrian Peterson, just a freak of nature, with less than a year after a brutal knee injury to almost eclipse the rushing title. He goes for over 2,000 yards on that team when he was truly the only weapon. When you got Christian Ponder as your quarterback, there's not a huge passing threat there, so defenses are keying in on him, yet he's still able to do that. It reminds me of when Barry Sanders was playing, and he had no blocking back, he had no quarterback, and no receivers, yet he was still able to do what he did. So no surprise there. I guess you can argue about placement. I thought Aaron Rodgers should have been a little higher than he was. I think he came in at 6th. Double-check that. Aldon Smith, I know you thought he had 19 and a half sacks in 13 regular season games. The last 3 regular season games, he didn't have a sack, and then he didn't have a sack in the postseason.
Justin Smith was out.
Right. So, it's all subjective. It's all a matter of opinion. But for the most part, I think the top two were pretty set, and I've got no issues with them at all.
Marshawn Lynch was 24th, was the top Seahawk. There were 6 of them. We both think that there's a very good chance. If this year goes the way it's supposed to go for the Seahawks, there should be at least 1, if not 2, in the top 10, you'd think, next year.
Yeah, and we both believe it's going to be Sherman and Russell Wilson in some order. One ahead of the other. It doesn't matter, but we both think. Sherman at 50 this year
Terrible.
is embarrassing. The guy's all pro, not Pro Bowl, all pro, which is a higher honor. The fact that he's number 50, I think, speaks to some of the league holding his talking against him because supposedly players voted on this thing. So he may have rubbed some people the wrong way, but he's definitely a top 20 player in this league at minimum at this point. And I would expect, if he has the year, as you said, that we all expect him to have and Russell Wilson to have, both of those guys should be up there.
Okay, so now that we've done the top 100, it's time to play, right?
Yeah.
Let's get to training camp already.